Hi, welcome to episode 4 of Angier in Action. I'm Elizabeth Krieg, the town manager, and I'm here with Chief Lee Thompson, and we're going to talk about the police department today. Lee, how long have you been with the town of Angier?
I've been here with the town of Angier for going on 13 years.
Okay.
I got into law enforcement a little late.
Okay.
I was actually a design engineer for many, many years, and I just had that passion to be in law enforcement. My father-in-law was law enforcement. It's something that I've always wanted to do. So here I am.
Here you are. Okay, so you've been with us for 13 years, and how did you start out? Did you start out on patrol?
I did. I started out on nights. Patrol,
Okay.
Worked nights for between 5 and 6 years.
Okay.
I ended up becoming a training coordinator about 5 years in, 6 years in. At that point, I started entering into the supervisor roles.
Okay.
And training officers to become what they wanted to be.
So that's something that people probably don't realize is how much training goes into our employees, our officers, before they go out on patrol. Do you want to talk about all the different things that an individual goes through before they go on patrol?
Well, before they go on patrol, they have to complete BLET. That's roughly getting close to about 700 hours of training in itself. We actually had one graduate yesterday.
Yes, we did.
After you graduate from BLET, the state mandates that we do 24 hours a year training. We go above and beyond. I've got officers doing roughly about 200 to 300 hours a year.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're going above and beyond.
Okay. And so some of that training includes firearm certification?
Yes, that's part of mandated training.
That's mandated training, yeah. So what is some other mandated training that the officers have to take?
It's different every year. It's dealing with juveniles, dealing with we come up with different. The state comes up with different topics each year.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So since you've been here for 13 years, what changes have you seen both in the town and in the department?
Growth.
Yeah.
Growth would probably be number one. Angier has always been like a stepping stone for law enforcement.
Okay.
Individuals would come here, stay here until something better came.
Sure.
So it was a constant rotation of officers.
Okay.
Now I'm proud to say that people come here and they make a career here.
That's awesome.
We've turned into a destination department where people want to be.
Right.
They're seeing the growth of our department. They're seeing the future of our department. They're seeing things that's going to be coming.
Right.
And we're going to be a department where whatever your interest is, you can go into your interest. If you want to be an investigator, there's going to be opportunity for you to be an investigator. So there's a lot of potential coming.
Well, and some of that credit goes to you and your staff for developing a career ladder so that officers can come in at, we call it a PO1, and they can work towards becoming a PO2 and move up through the ranks to potentially hold a administrative or a supervisory role within the department. I'm really excited too. The board has given us a lot of opportunity to benefit the police department. So we've got a new training facility. Do you want to talk about the training facility?
Right. The board has been awesome. We have had a lot of support from the town.
Yeah.
And we need that during this time of growth. But we are just about finished with our training facility. Inside this training facility, it's going to be located at our firearms range.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be able to host our mandated training each year. We can invite other agencies in to participate in training. And that's something that has been a passion of mine, is not only to build Angier, but to build our relationship with surrounding agencies, our fire department, EMS, Harnett County, Wake County, Fuquay. Mm-hmm. So people would be surprised to know just how much training we do with surrounding areas.
Right.
So,
well, and it's really important to maintain those relationships across different towns and different departments.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. because, we're all working together.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what are parts of your job that people probably don't know about?
My main job, and the job that I take most serious, is protecting my team, providing for my team, giving them what they need to become the very best that they can be. What a lot of people don't realize is the time we spend out in our communities.
Yeah.
We have actually started growing this with, we've now got 2 chaplains. We've got George Miser that's doing awesome things in our community. So we're trying to get out into our community, listen to concerns, try to establish ways of correcting some of the concerns in our community.
Right.
One thing that we have established is our peer support program, and I'm going to speak on that for 1 second.
Sure.
We're living in a time now that peer support is so important. I read an article several years ago said that first responders in their first year on the job, they see more pain, they see more addiction, they see just, when we get called places, we see people at their worst.
That's right.
So we deal with people in pain, their addictions, their suffering. So first responders in their first year see more than the average person sees in a lifetime. They see more in 3 years than the average person can imagine.
Right.
So we live in a time where peer support is so important. So I'm very, very proud of the staff we got, and that we have protocols in place, we have procedures in place to be able to pull people to the side if we have someone going through an issue, family issue, something that they have experienced on the job.
Right.
It's important that we take time to acknowledge it and try to support them.
That's something that I really love about the town, is that it's like a family atmosphere. And I think we do a really good job. And of course, that's my opinion as a manager, but I think we do a good job of allowing people to have a work-life balance and to put their family first, because we all have family. We all, a lot of us have children. We might have aging parents. And so, life goes on outside of town of Angier, and we have so many great employees, and we want to be able to support them when issues like that arise in your life. You mentioned some of the community outreach. Can you talk about some of the things that George and your team have put on this year, and maybe what's coming up?
We're actually got National Night Out coming up August 8th.
Yep.
Everyone come.
Jack Marley Park. 5 o'clock.
5 to 8.
Yep.
Everything's going to be free. We want to just provide fun, entertainment for our whole community. We're going to be having Harnett County's participating. Fuquay Police Department, Coates Police Department, surrounding areas are coming in. We've actually got National Guard going to be coming in, bringing some toys. So we're going to have bounce houses, free food, a lot of things.
Okay.
Our ABC board has been awesome each year, and they have funded that for us as part of our co-education.
Yeah. That's awesome. Y'all did fishing with a first responder, which is kind of a different...
we caught a lot of turtles.
Well, okay, so we got a lot of ducks and turtles.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, but no, where we have coffee with a first responder, and it used to be coffee with a cop, but there again, one of our things we wanted to reach out is we need to build relationships between the police department with fire department, EMS, Harnett County, different. It's so important that we all become one, because when it's all done and said, that's all we got is each other.
That's right.
So we got to all be one team. So now everything that we do is fish with a first responder, coffee with a first responder. So
ice cream with a first responder.
That's right.
Yeah, and we try to host those events around town with local businesses, and so
try to do about once a month.
Yes. Yeah, so that's a great way for the community to come out and meet some of our officers, and for you to meet more folks within the community.
That's right.
What is your what accomplishment are you most proud of from your time at the police department?
I first want to start out by saying this is my home. I grew up in this town. My mother, actually, like about 2 or 3 doors down from where we're at right now, had a beauty shop. So I went to Angier Middle School. Now it's Angier Elementary.
Yep.
So this is my town. I would get out of school, jump on my bicycle, and ride all over town, waiting on my mother to get off work. But it gives you a sense of pride. I cannot imagine working in any other department where it's not work. It's protecting your home. It's serving your home, and that's what we are. We're servants. So
yeah.
So and I am a religious person, and the good Lord said that all we have to do in life is announce Him as our Lord and Savior and be servants. And I'm a firm believer that my belief is that first responders, they may have a quick pass in whenever our name is called. So because we are servants. Yeah. So that's what we come to do every day. We have cleaned up areas. I don't want to name names of different areas, but we have cleaned up areas. We have called in professional organizations where we needed help. And that was one of my goals when I got in this position, was to step out of our comfort zone, to find new ways to do things. So we reached out to other agencies. We actually were able to title certain areas as a nuisance. Right. And now we have actually seized certain properties that they were known drug areas. And that's something that I want us to continue to do. Right. So if we see an area that is a nuisance for our town, I want us to handle it. Yeah. But we have accomplished a lot. I tell my team, and you've been to several of our meetings, everything we do, we vote. It's not a Lee thing; it's a we thing. So we vote on everything that we do. I challenge each of my supervisors each year to come up with 2 improvements for our department. So with that being said, our department is changing at a fast rate.
It is.
We've got a lot of things that we're doing to improve our department, to better serve this community.
Right. What are you looking forward to in the next 1 to 2 years with the department?
1 to 2 years, just to continue to see the growth. And I feel that we have the right board in place. We have the right leadership in place for this town for us to be seeing positive growth for the town. And with that being said, I'm excited to see positive growth in our department. We still have challenges of finding new recruits. Right. Every agency is going through this challenge, but we're constantly looking. We're advertising, and they're gonna come.
They are. Come. Yeah. So it's a great career.
It is.
It really is. A lot of benefits to it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to mention the new police station?
The new police station. That is, I actually told you I was going to do a happy dance whenever we do the ribbon cutting on that. But
we're going to put it on TikTok.
But no, we're looking forward to the new a standalone police department. Yes. Right now we've made it work, but the police department has been held in the town hall forever, and there's been several times that we have dealt with situations where it could have been unsafe for people working in the town hall. So it's so important that part of growing and our community growing is that we move into our own police department where we can continue to train. We have an investigation area that is completely set off for investigation, interview rooms, everything's properly done. And there again, like I said, we're trying to get accredited by the state, NCLEA. And there are certain things that you want to do during this process to look more professional as an organization.
Right.
And that's going to be a whole lot easier if we have our stand-alone.
Sure. Well, Lee, this has been really fun. Thank you for joining me today. I've really enjoyed it.
I've had a awesome time. I'm a little nervous to start with, but I enjoyed it. Before we leave, I would like to close with a couple things. Just a few days ago, I had a parent walking through a store with a child, and this is something that happens quite often with law enforcement. But parents will look at officers in front of their children and say, "Don't make me go and tell them to get you."
Oh yeah, my mom and dad did that.
As that, I want people listening to this podcast to know that that's not a good thing. I want children to realize that we are good people.
You're a friend.
We're a friend, and we're ones that's the reason SROs are so important in this day and time. They need to be a positive influence on children. But I want children to always know that they can depend on us.
Right.
And final note is I pray for my team every day, and everyone listening to this podcast, take the time to pray for your first responders. But thank you for having me.
You're welcome.